Aaliyah's heart stopped as Lily's small voice cut through the Sunday dinner like a knife. Auntie Aaliyah is Mommy Eden's wife. She kisses her like in the movies. The words hung heavy in the air, her parents' faces turning from confusion to horror in seconds. The family honor she had protected for years shattering in an instant. Aaliyah stood frozen at the head of the long oak table in her parents' sprawling suburban home outside Seattle, the scent of her mother's pho still steaming from the bowls. Eden sat across from her, eyes wide, one hand instinctively reaching for Lily's shoulder as the 8-year-old girl beamed with innocent pride. Mr. Nguyen's chopsticks clattered to the plate. Mrs. Nguyen's hand flew to her mouth. Aaliyah's older brother, Daniel, stared like he had been slapped. For 7 years Aaliyah had built a wall of perfect lies to keep this moment from ever happening. She was the golden daughter. Harvard Law, partner track at the family-connected firm. The one who would carry the Nguyen name with pride. No one knew she had fallen in love with Eden Harper at a quiet charity gala in downtown Seattle. No one knew they had exchanged vows in a tiny courthouse 2 years ago. And no one knew Lily, Eden's daughter from a sperm donor before they met, had become the center of Aaliyah's entire world. To stay near Lily and keep the family from imploding, Aaliyah had lived 2 lives. The devoted daughter who visited every Sunday and the secret wife who came home to Eden and Lily every night. Now the wall was gone. "Explain yourself," her father said, voice low and dangerous, the same tone he used when business deals went south. Aaliyah opened her mouth but nothing came out. Eden's gaze met hers across the table, pleading, but Aaliyah looked away. Fear clawed up her throat. If she admitted the truth right now, everything, her job, her parents' respect, the fragile bridge that let her be part of Lily's life, would burn. Her mother stood so fast the chair scraped backward. "This is a joke, right? Lily, go to your room." But Lily just tilted her head, confused. "But it's true, Grandma. Mommy Eden showed me the ring and said Aaliyah is my other mom now. We're a family." The word family landed like a grenade. Daniel laughed once, sharp and bitter. "Jesus, Aaliyah. All this time." Aaliyah felt the room tilt. She had rehearsed 1,000 versions of this conversation in her head, but none of them started with an 8-year-old blowing up her life at Sunday dinner. Eden reached under the table and squeezed her knee, a silent promise that they would face it together. But Aaliyah pulled away. The instinct to protect her parents was older than her love for Eden. She had seen what shame did to her family once before, when her uncle came out as gay in the 90s and was quietly erased from every photo album. She would not let that happen to them again. I can explain," she managed, voice shaking. But the damage was already spreading. Her father's face had gone gray. Her mother whispered something in Vietnamese, too fast for Aaliyah to catch, but the tone was pure heartbreak. In that moment Aaliyah realized the choice she had dreaded for years was no longer theoretical. It was here, right now, demanding an answer. The silence stretched until it felt like glass about to break. Aaliyah's mind raced through every lie she had told to keep this secret alive. She had claimed late nights at the firm when she was actually helping Lily with homework. She had invented weekend business trips when she was really at Eden's beach house on Whidbey Island. She had even brought a male colleague to her cousin's wedding as a fake date just to keep the family story straight. All of it to stay close to the little girl who now looked up at her with total trust. Eden finally spoke, calm but firm. "Mr. and Mrs. Nguyen, I love your daughter. We're married. Lily is part of our family, and we never meant to hurt you." The words were simple, honest, and they detonated the room. Mrs. Nguyen turned on Aaliyah, eyes blazing. "You brought this woman into our home? You let her child call you mother while you smiled at our dinner table and pretended everything was normal." Aaliyah's stomach twisted. She wanted to defend Eden, to grab Lily and run, but the weight of 30 years of family first pinned her in place. Daniel leaned forward, voice low. "Do you have any idea what this will do to Dad's business? The investors, the church group, the community? They'll talk. They always talk." His words hit harder than any shout. Aaliyah knew the firm's biggest clients were conservative Vietnamese families who still sent wedding gifts with red envelopes expecting traditional unions. One whisper of lesbian daughter and the contracts would dry up. Her father stood slowly, every movement deliberate. "We raised you to honor us, Aaliyah, not to destroy us." He walked out of the dining room without another word. The sound of his study door closing echoed like a verdict. Mrs. Nguyen followed, but not before giving Aaliyah one last look of pure disappointment. "Fix this," she hissed. "Or don't come back." Alone with Eden and Lily, Aaliyah finally let the tears fall. Eden pulled her into a hug, Lily wrapping her small arms around both of them. "I'm sorry, Mommy Aaliyah. I thought they knew." The innocence in Lily's voice broke her all over again. This child had no idea that love could be a weapon. Aaliyah kissed the top of Lily's head and whispered, "It's not your fault, baby." But inside she was already calculating damage control. Maybe she could spin it as a phase. Maybe she could convince her parents it was over. Anything to keep the fragile peace that let her stay in their lives and in Lily's. That night, back at the apartment she shared with Eden, Aaliyah paced while Eden watched from the couch. "We can't keep hiding forever," Eden said quietly. "Lily is starting to ask questions at school. She wants to bring both moms to parents' night." Aaliyah stopped pacing. The thought of losing the firm, losing the monthly checks that helped pay for Lily's therapy after her donor father disappeared, losing the approval that still meant the world to her. It was too much. "I need time," she whispered. Eden's face tightened, the first crack in their unity. "Time is what we don't have anymore." The next morning Aaliyah's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Cousins, aunts, even the family's pastor, all demanding explanations. Daniel had wasted no time. Out of fear that the scandal would touch his own upcoming wedding, he had texted the entire extended family group chat before Aaliyah even left her parents' house. "She's living a lie. Lesbian. Married to a woman. We need to contain this." Betrayal from her own brother stung worse than her parents' silence. At the firm, her boss, her father's oldest friend, called her into the corner office. "Your father called me at 6 a.m. I'm giving you 2 weeks to sort your personal life. After that, the partnership track is off the table. Clients are already asking questions." Aaliyah nodded numbly. The career she had sacrificed everything for slipping through her fingers. She drove straight to Eden's school where she taught 3rd grade. Needing to see Lily's face to remember why she was fighting so hard, Lily ran to her in the pickup line, backpack bouncing. "Mommy, Eden said we might have to move if Grandma and Grandpa stay mad." Aaliyah's chest tightened. She had promised Lily stability, a forever home. Now that promise was fracturing. That evening the three of them sat on the living room floor eating pizza straight from the box, trying to act normal. Eden reached for Aaliyah's hand, but Aaliyah pulled away again, the habit of secrecy too strong. "I can't lose them," she whispered when Lily went to brush her teeth. Eden's eyes filled with hurt. "But you're losing us in the process." The confrontation escalated 2 days later, when Mrs. Nguyen showed up unannounced at the apartment. She had never been there before. Aaliyah had always kept the address secret. "I want to talk to the child," she said coldly. Lily hid behind Eden's legs. Mrs. Nguyen's voice softened only for a moment. "You are innocent in this, little one. But your auntie has brought shame on our entire bloodline." She turned to Aaliyah. "End it. Come home. We will tell everyone it was a misunderstanding. Your father's business depends on it. Your future depends on it." Aaliyah stood between her mother and the family she had chosen, heart splitting in two. Eden stepped forward. "Mrs. Nguyen, we love your daughter. We're not going anywhere." The two women locked eyes. And Aaliyah saw the exact moment her mother decided Eden was the enemy. When the door closed behind her mother, Aaliyah sank to the floor. Eden knelt beside her. "You have to choose love. Us or them. You can't keep protecting everyone." The week blurred into a nightmare of whispered phone calls and sleepless nights. Aaliyah's mother started a campaign of quiet pressure. Daily texts with old family photos. Reminders of every sacrifice her parents had made to give her the American dream. Daniel called once, voice tight. "If you don't fix this, I'm moving the wedding date and telling everyone you're not invited. I won't let your choices ruin my life too." The betrayal cut deep. Her own brother choosing social standing over blood. At work the partners began reassigning her cases. Clients who had known her since she was a teenager suddenly needed someone more traditional. Aaliyah sat in her glass office staring at the city skyline, realizing the career she had built to make her parents proud was the very thing now being used to control her. Eden tried to help, bringing home flowers and cooking Lily's favorite meals, But the distance between them grew with every secret conversation Aaliyah had with her family. Then came the school incident. Lily's teacher called Eden in for a meeting. Other parents had complained that Lily was telling classmates she had two moms. "We support all families," the teacher said carefully. "But some parents are concerned about the influence." Eden came home in tears. "This is what you're protecting them from. This is what our daughter has to face because you're too scared to stand with us." For the first time Aaliyah saw real anger in Eden's eyes. That night they fought, really fought. "I gave up my old life for you," Eden shouted. "I moved across the state so you could stay close to your parents. I let you pretend we're just roommates whenever they call. And now you're willing to throw us away to keep their approval." Aaliyah yelled back. "You don't understand what family means to them. To me." But even as the words left her mouth she heard how hollow they sounded. Lily woke up crying, asking if they were getting a divorce like her friend's parents. The sound of her sobs broke the fight instantly. Aaliyah and Eden held her together, but the crack in their marriage was now visible. Aaliyah's father finally summoned her to the family home alone. "No Eden. No Lily." He sat behind his desk like it was a boardroom. "Your mother and I have talked. We will support you if you end this relationship. We will tell the community it was a phase. You can keep your position at the firm. But if you choose her, you are no longer our daughter. The doors close. Forever." He slid an envelope across the desk. Plane tickets to Vietnam for a family healing trip, and a check for $10,000 to help you get back on track. Aaliyah stared at the paper, the price of her obedience written in black and white. The pressure became unbearable. Aaliyah's aunts began showing up at her favorite coffee shop, casual conversations that always circled back to what people are saying. Her mother left voicemails in Vietnamese, voice cracking with tears. "You are killing me slowly, con guy." The guilt was a living thing inside her chest. Meanwhile, Eden grew quieter, pulling Lily closer as if preparing for the worst. The little girl started having nightmares about losing both mommies. One rainy Thursday Aaliyah came home to find Eden packing a suitcase. "I can't watch you destroy yourself anymore," Eden said softly. "Lily and I are going to stay with my sister for a while. You need to decide without us in the way." Panic exploded in Aaliyah's veins. "You can't take her from me." Eden's eyes were red but steady. "I'm not taking her from you. You're choosing to walk away. I love you enough to let you go if that's what your family demands." The door closed behind them, and the apartment felt like a tomb. Aaliyah drove to her parents' house in the middle of the night. She sat on the porch until dawn, remembering every Sunday dinner, every graduation, every time her father had bragged about his brilliant daughter. When her mother found her there, she pulled Aaliyah into a hug that felt like both comfort and chains. "Come inside. We'll fix everything." For one fragile moment Aaliyah let herself believe it was possible. But then she saw the family photo on the mantel, edited to remove any trace of her recent years. The message was clear. They would rewrite history if she let them. That afternoon she met Daniel at a neutral cafe. He slid a folder across the table. Inside were screenshots of group chat messages where relatives discussed cutting her out of the will. "They're serious, sis. Fix it or lose everything." The fear in his eyes mirrored her own, but underneath it was something colder: self-preservation. Aaliyah drove home alone, the weight of every choice crushing her. She opened the envelope her father had given her and stared at the plane tickets. Vietnam. Healing. Lies. Then she opened her phone and looked at the last photo Eden had sent. Lily blowing out birthday candles with both mom's arms around her. The truth hit her like a wave. She had been protecting the wrong family. Aaliyah stood outside Eden's sister's house at midnight, rain soaking through her coat. When Eden opened the door, Lily's sleepy face appeared behind her. "Mommy Aaliyah?" The little girl ran into her arms, and Aaliyah held her like she would never let go. Eden watched, guarded. "I made my choice," Aaliyah said, voice raw. "I choose you. Both of you. No more hiding." The next morning she walked into the firm and resigned. She called her parents and told them the truth in one clear sentence. "I am married to the woman I love, and I am raising her daughter as my own. I will not apologize for my family." The line went dead. Within hours the group chat exploded with messages disowning her. Daniel texted once. You chose this. Her mother sent a single line. You are dead to us. The words burned, but they no longer controlled her. Weeks turned into months. Aaliyah started her own small practice, taking cases no one else wanted. Money was tight, but Lily's laughter filled the apartment every evening. Eden's hand in hers felt steady for the first time in years. They attended parents' night together, heads high. The other parents whispered, but Lily walked between them proudly. Yet the price was real. Aaliyah drove past her parents' house sometimes, seeing the lights on but never stopping. She heard through distant cousins that her father's business had lost 2 major clients. The shame she had tried to spare them had arrived anyway. Some nights she cried in the shower so Lily wouldn't hear. Eden held her afterward, never saying, I told you so. 1 year later Lily brought home a drawing from school, 3 stick figures holding hands under a rainbow. My family, she announced. Aaliyah pinned it to the fridge and finally understood. The truth had cost her the family she was born into, but it had given her the family she chose. Was the price of truth worth losing everything she once held dear?